right. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, ma. All right. We'll be going on live any moment from now. Like you'll be joining me live any moment from now, ma. While we get to wait for some of our viewers to participate in the meeting. Yeah. Arimoa, thanks so much for joining. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks so much for joining me, ma, on this meeting today. Yeah, it's going to be an amazing time. I trust God that through this book review, a lot of lives are going to be blessed. And as a result of this book, many are going to be receiving direction for their lives and their relationship. Okay. Okay. Daniel, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. So while we're still waiting for more persons to partake in this meeting, just want to do a quick recap from our last session we had with the first book reviewer. With the first book reviewer, Apostle Kunle Adekunle Gabriel. In the last session, we talked about we looked at 4 questions from the first session of the book. Yeah, and the first session talks about questions we need to ask ourselves before we say I do. Questions we need to ask ourselves before we say I do. And we looked at 4 important questions. And one of the questions we looked at was the first question, like, do I know his or her spiritual condition? We looked at that was the first question we looked at. Do I know his or her spiritual condition? And that question poses to us about knowing the spiritual state of the person you want to be in a relationship with. Firstly, like, is he or she born again? All right, and in that first session, we looked at knowing what it means to be born again, understanding that we need to ask the proper question. Asking the question about being born again has nothing to do with if the person is going to church or not. No, that's not what we're talking about here. All right, because if not, we have a lot of persons. We have the church filled with persons who are just a passive goer, but yet they don't have any relationship with Jesus. And then the next question we looked at was, do I know his or her level of spiritual understanding? Do I know his or her level of spiritual his or her spiritual level of spiritual understanding? That was the second question we looked at. And in that question, we talked about that it is very important. We looked at the fact that it's very important that 2 persons have the same understanding, at least a higher understanding of God's word, so that in their home, to avoid division and then give room for spiritual growth. All right, to give room for spiritual growth. Okay, and with that, we look in depth into the role of parenting in bringing up the children, okay? Because if not, we're going to be having a lot of homes. The fathers are going to be thinking, okay, their duty is just to, provide material things for the children, while the mom takes care of other things. But really, I see a lot of homes, they leave the spiritual upbringing to the mothers because they feel that the mothers are the ones who need to pay more attention to bringing up children spiritually. But we see all through scriptures, in fact, the bulk of the work of spiritual development in every child is being handed by the father. Yes. If you study all through scriptures, you see that, in fact, from you see that everywhere. Just in, in Ephesians chapter 5, it talks about fathers, do not exasperate your children, but rather bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. So God gave a specific instruction to the fathers to bring up their children in the training and instruction of the Lord. So the training and upbringing for spiritual development of every child is not the mother's affair. It is for every father. So in the home, if you don't have this understanding in the home, if you don't have this understanding together, while you're still in the process of developing this relationship, then you're going to be having issues. Because why? You don't want to. I don't understand. I don't know for what's your idea about child upbringing in a home. I don't know what's your idea, but if you really want to follow after God's plan, then you have to stick with God's word. All right, so we looked at that. Then we looked at the next question. Is he or she teachable? Is he or she teachable? Looking at the question of teachability in every relationship, we find out that some persons in a relationship, they find it difficult adhering to instruction or to training because they feel that, this person is trying to change me. This is who I am. You cannot change me. You cannot tell me what I should become, because no. Sometimes you realize that there's some certain characters or attitude you have in a relationship. If you continue with that character or with that attitude, it's not going to help the relationship. You realize that you're going to be dragging over issues for the next 1 year, 2 years, 3 years over something that should have been dealt with in the space of at least a shorter time. So this issue of teachability is also very important in a relationship. Okay, so you want to ask yourself, is you also teachable? If I'm going to be if I'm going to be in a relationship with someone who is not teachable, that relationship is going to be a drag. Because why? One person is adamant and the other person is nonchalant, and they realize that okay, in this there's no growth anyway. In this there's no growth. This relationship is not taking me anywhere, and you don't want to drag yourself spending 5 years dealing with something there's no headway. There's no headway. So we looked at that. Also, one of the questions we need to ask ourselves, and also look at, are we compatible? Also on that question, are we compatible? So you're going to ask yourself, we talked about the issue of compatibility. Compatibility has to do more with purpose than with personality. We talked about the fact that personality is a variable, is not a constant. Purpose is a constant. All right. Personality can change. Yeah. Through the dealings of the Spirit, through the workings of the Spirit, through the dealing of ourselves, building up of ourselves, personality will always change. Personality will always change. Just like what Paul told Timothy in Ephesians, in 1 Timothy chapter 4, it says, building up yourself. Not that. He said, he talks about the gospel. He said, for bodily exercise profit little, but godliness is profitable unto all things. Godliness is profitable. So if a man who wants to live a godly life would definitely reflect in his or her personality. So you don't say, this is who I am, this is who I am. No. Your personality is posing a threat to the growth of your relationship. Then you have to deal with it. Then you have to resolve that issue so that it does not turn into a deeper mess. So that relationship does not turn into a deeper mess by your relationship. Like I said the last time, if you're a mess before you enter the relationship, if you don't deal with that mess, you're going to mess up your relationship because of your attitude. So you want to spend the period of your singleness building yourself up, training yourself up in godliness, exercising yourself. Just like we said, it's a physical exercise. Just like as we want to try to keep fit, we want to try to be healthy. We eat healthy foods. We go to the gym. We try to burn a lot of fats. That's what they call physical exercise. And as Paul rightly said, he said physical exercise is profitable. It's profitable for some things, but godliness is profitable unto all things. All right. So if you want to live a godly life, trust me, it's going to have a great impact on your life. So when we're talking about compatibility, the issue of compatibility, we're not looking at personality. Oh, do I fit into his character? Do I fit into his attitude? Are both of us compatible in terms of character-wise? No, that's not what we're looking at. Character, personality is secondary. The main thing we should be looking at is God's plan and purpose for our life. And that's what, and we took a cue from that from the book of Genesis. All right. Now there's something called sexual compatibility. Some persons ask themselves, are we sexually compatible? They want to know if that, okay, how do I know if this person I want to get married to, if we are sexually compatible, if we don't have sex? No, that's demonic. That's not God's pattern for relationship. All right. You don't tell if you are compatible with someone by wanting to have sex with them. It's like you want to test something before you buy it. It's crazy. You want to test something before you buy it. In other words, you feel like every lady out there, you go there, pick and choose, do what you want to do. Don't be like, okay, this lady, we are not compatible, or this guy, we are incompatible in this relationship, so I'm just going to put this relationship to an end because we are not sexually compatible. All right. That's not what we're talking about. That's not what compatibility is. In my article on Man is to Sex, I talked about the issue of sex in relationship. All right. How has sex posed a great hindrance in a lot of relationship? So today we're going to be having the next session of the book. We're going to be reviewing the next session of the book. All right. And I think I have my reviewer here. She's going to be coming up online live. She's going to be coming up live with me any moment from now, so that we can review this next session. All right, I'm seeing a question here. How do one wait on the Lord concerning seeking a life partner? Okay, all right. We'll answer that question. All right, but I want to be sure that my reviewer is currently online. Okay, I want to be sure she's currently online. Okay. Sorry, just a minute. All right. Thank you, Jerry Anthony 2020 for that wonderful question. Yeah, this is one question a lot of persons are still confused about. When it comes to a matter of relationship and knowing God's plan for relationship, and like, okay, how do I know if this person? How do I know if this is what God really wants me to do? But really, before I thought about relationship, over the years, I've spent a lot of time building myself up personally, spiritually, building myself up, developing a strong relationship with God, to the point that before I take a move, I always learn to inquire of the Spirit of God. Yeah, I always learn to inquire of the Spirit of God. I remember several years back, before I met a lady, and I was already liking this lady from afar. Like, I think this lady, she's looking godly. She's looking like the person I would love to be with. And, emotions got over me. And then we became friends. We started talking, Before the thing went by, became so serious, I just asked the Holy Spirit, what's up? I'm liking this lady. I don't know, but what do you think about her? Tell me. Do you think this is a person that you want me to really go out with? And it was like, no, you're not going out with this lady. I was like, no, is this the voice of God? Are you for real? No, this lady, she's godly. I was trying to explain to God, like, this lady, she's just wonderful. She's godly. She's what at least I'm looking for. Then he didn't say anything after then. I battled with that voice for like 2 months into the relationship, into the friendship, hoping that I've not yet asked the lady out. I was hoping that I'm going to ask her out. And then I was like, okay. Then, after the 3rd month, like, okay, I just shut up. I just locked up, and they just ended the whole thing. All right. I just ended the whole thing from there. And then, all right, thank you very much. My reviewer is back online. All right. You can join me by requesting to be live request to go live with me, ma. So, like I was saying, I just I spoke to God. I like, okay, is this person? He was like, no, not this person. I'm like, okay, fine, no problem. And then I ended it. I met another lady again. He was like, no, this is not the person. I'm like, okay. And these persons are very, similar traits in terms of, from afar. But when you get to meet someone personally, then you get to know what's in depth and stuff like that. But basically, before the emotions, before you go head over heels for someone, I've learned to build a relationship with God to that point that, okay, like, Holy Spirit, what's up? I'm liking this person. What do you think? Or is this the person that you want me to be in a relationship with? And beside all that, God has laid down certain principles from His Word that we can follow through, would help us, guide us in making the right decision for relationship, making the right decision. All right. Okay. Ma, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear. Loud and clear. Loud and clear. I can hear you, ma.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for coming around and accepting my requests.
We bless God. We bless.
Thank you. So you're reviewing the second session of the book, right?
Right. Yeah.
Oh, so far I don't know, were you able to go through the book in general, aside the fact that you're reviewing just a second session of the book?
Yeah, I've gone through the book in general, yes, of course.
Okay. So in other words, you're not just reviewing just a section of the book and then not having a complete knowledge. So far, with the whole complete knowledge that you have concerning this book, what would you have to say?
Yeah, with the whole complete knowledge I have with this book, it's a book that every what do you call it? Everyone who is prepared to go into marriage should have the book, because it's a book that it prepares your heart, it prepares for you for marriage, it prepares before you say yes I do to anybody. It prepares you to know the choice to make, the right choice to make. It prepares your spiritual life. It prepares you for everything. He gives you a guideline. He gives you guidelines. He guides you before you say yes I do to anybody.
Okay. With this second session you're about to review, so you can go ahead with your review, ma. You can go ahead with your review.
Thank you. Yeah. This is the second session of the book we are reviewing today, and the book says, "Before I say I do." You understand? Just like the author said, the author at the very beginning of this session was concerned with what should be the right direction or the right question to be asked before he says I do. So that is the structure. And there is a question here. The question says, does where he or she comes from matter? And this is big people ask. Does it really matter? Today we are going to see it. If really it matters where he or she comes from. And when someone is speaking and saying where, it means the person is looking for a particular geographical location which is familiar or unfamiliar. But in this book, the author is talking about tribes, race, religion. By religion, I mean denomination in terms of church affairs. You understand? So somebody is talking of, that is weird. He's talking about either a tribe, a race, a denomination. You understand? So sometimes when you present somebody for marriage and your parents are asking you, where is he coming from? They have praise the Lord.
Yeah,
they have something
in mind
in their mind already. Because for them to ask that question, just introducing, maybe she's the one introducing somebody she wants to get married, and the first question is where. sometimes they are asking that where, the reason being why, they want to know if it is the tribe they want, or the race they want, or the denomination they are expecting from. And like this book is telling us, if you go to your parents and they ask you where is the person coming from, you understand? Where is he or she is coming from? Hello?
Yeah, we're back. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, let me repeat that place again. You know, when you talk of where, you know, most parents are talking about tribe, race,
Okay.
or a religion, right?
Okay. Yeah.
If you are now bringing, maybe you are introducing somebody, maybe he or she is bringing somebody to the family for the first time, and they are not asking where. Either they are looking for a particular tribe. Probably they have a particular tribe in their mind that this is where my son or my daughter will marry from.
Yeah.
Probably a particular tribe in their mind. Oh, in this tribe, they are not going to marry from this tribe. We are not marrying from this tribe. They answer that question, and if they have one particular tribe in their mind, and if that person is not coming from that tribe, automatically that marriage is going to be no from the parents. So where it comes from, So where the person comes from, when we ask, does it really matter? Then let's look at it. Furthermore, there is always a perception that people tend to have people from some particular religion, tribe. That is why parents and families capitalize to make a union that was supposed to work, not to work. So if they have that, maybe a perception that this is the tribe my daughter or my son is going to marry from, and you did not present that person from that person is not from that tribe.
Yeah.
Yes, so they are to make that union, even if it is the will of God, they are going to make it not to work because they are not bringing somebody from that tribe. This is where parents are. This is where you see parents, no, they are not supposed to come into relationship like that. When you are presenting somebody, parents have a little but to say or to do. You understand? All they need to do is to guide your daughter or your son, guide the children. That is the most important thing. But not imposing a particular tribe. This is where you see most people sometimes. I've seen young girls, young boys, I'm a pastor wife, I've met with some of them. They will tell you, oh, because I am from this tribe, I cannot marry from this tribe. Not for them, but because of their parents. Their parents will never accept it. So tribe is one of the things. I think you really get on that.
Wow.
Yeah, you really get on that.
Okay. Sorry. And that has really brought a lot of relationship to an end.
Yes.
So, and answering that question, do you think where he or she comes from really matters in making a decision from?
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Actually, answering that question, where he or she really came from doesn't really matter. What matters is they should ask themselves, they should look at themselves. Are they compatible? Are they compatible? Are they compatible? So the tribe doesn't really matter. So are they Christians? Are they born again? It doesn't really matter, no. Yeah. So what matters? What matters for the
Hello. Yeah. What did you say? What did you say, please?
You said?
Well, I didn't get what you just said. Yeah. What you said. Okay. I was trying to say in this part of the world where we find ourselves, with the issue of tribalism and everything. I've seen a lot of parents who will tell their children, don't bring any Yoruba lady to the house. Don't bring any Igbo guy to the house.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Thank you for the question. As you rightly said, scripture says, honor your father and your mother in the Lord, not outside the Lord, right? In the yes. The question, I get the question. Although the network is bad, but I think I'm able to get the question. You understand?
Okay.
Hello.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. I'm here
So,
with you, ma'am.
like the country, where we find ourselves today, where people say, oh, because I'm a Yoruba, don't bring Igbo. It's common. Or you are Edo. Or even within the Edo, I'm from Isha. Don't bring Bini. It's one of the first things we find ourselves today. And the Bible says, honor our parents in the Lord. You understand? Anything you are doing that is in the Lord, you are not doing outside the Lord. First of all, your parents, probably if they use that language, don't bring Yoruba. Probably they must have maybe some histories from their forefathers. A Yoruba person did this to my great-great-grandfather. And they want to bring that one. Bring that one to this time today, to this modern life today, to this 21st century with that, for you not to get married. But the most important thing, just like as you said, have you got to pray? Is this the will of God? Is this something you are presenting to your family? You want to present to your family. Is she the right woman for you? Is she the right man for you? What is the Lord saying? If the Lord is saying this is the will of God, then you are now working with the will of God. You are not disobeying them. Because if you now say this is the will of God, God is telling this is my will for you. And your parents are saying, no, don't do it just because of they have one issue with one tribe. You understand? They have one issue with one tribe. So for that reason, they don't want you to go there. And God is saying this is where you should go. I think you obey the voice of the Lord.
Okay.
Thank
you. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for throwing lights into that. I want to believe that everyone watching this right now has gotten a very clear understanding on that. Though I talked about in depth on this issue, so you might want to get a copy, and then from there you get a lot more explanation. So, can we move on to the next next question on that session?
Okay. This is session.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, the next question is, does finance status matter? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. I'm with you, ma'am. Does financial status matters?
You understand?
Okay.
So,
okay.
If financial status matter, in summary, everyone wants financial stability and security. So every partner to ask the question, what can if no, sorry, and every partner to ask the question, what can if this job he or she is doing? Praise the Lord. Nobody, even you the writers today, everybody wants financial stability and financial security.
Of course. That's how I'm writing book.
But the question that does it matter?
On a lighter note,
yes.
Yeah.
The it is not the priority. It is not be a thing you will stand up for, oh, because he doesn't have money, because it's like this, because it's like that, you know. For that reason, I will not marry. Because some people, before they go into marriage, just like the book says, they already built their mind, oh, this is the kind of man I want to marry. He must be financially buoyant. He must have this, he must have that. And if they are not getting it, if the man that is coming is not financially buoyant, but he has the other qualities, other characters, then you can go in. You have already seen the future. There's some people, they have the money, they have everything, but the character is not there. So in this case, we are not basing. Marriage is not based on finance. Marriage is not based on money. You shouldn't base your marriage. The man must be rich. That is what is happening today. Or some parents will say, oh, my daughter will never marry a poor man. The person you may be seeing today poor, it may be a billionaire tomorrow. Just like right in this book, you said something about you went to a bank with your friend. You understand? He was poor, but he was poor.
Yeah.
When he got the form, he saw himself. In fact, he was even ashamed of himself in that book.
The guy was embarrassed.
He was embarrassed, yes. But at the end of it all, he has made it. The wife married him even when he was nobody. So we're talking of finances. Finances is good, but it shouldn't be our priority to go into marriage. Thank you.
Choosing a relationship, right? So in other words, just because I think that's I'm not trying to be biased right now, but I think that's like the ball in the court of our ladies, all right? Because they are the ones who will determine whether to accept a guy's proposal or not. So for example, now I'm a guy, I'm approaching a lady, all right? I can't marry myself, so I need to present my case before this lady and like, okay, this is what I have. Are you ready to run with me? Even in my lowest form, are you ready to still continue with me in this journey? And then it's left for us to now decide. So I think the bulk of the choice about who would want to spend our relationship with in terms of financially wise or something, that's to be the ladies, you know. Marriage like an escape route from poverty. The thing that, okay, my father was poor, my parents were poor, I grew up from a poor background. So when it comes to choosing a partner, they're like, okay, I can't get married to a poor person. No, I was coming, for goodness sake, marriage is not an escape route from poverty. Marriage is never an escape route. God never designed marriage for an escape route from poverty. God never did that. So but in this day and time where we are in this our generation where a lot of guys are doing all manner of things to get money and the ladies are doing all manner of things to get wealth. But do you think that people are still willing to enter into a relationship even when the guy is not even having enough, barely enough? Or would you think that is even okay?
Yeah. I'm going to speak according to this book, speak to your book. You see, like I earlier said, finance, money is not the goal. It is not, it is not even an escape. It's not like when I enter there, even when the man has the money, you are sure tomorrow it can be poor. Yeah. It's not money, it's a visitor. It comes and it goes. It may have the money today and it gets tomorrow. But what do you really search for in a man? Look at the dreams he has. Look at what the potential the man has. You understand? And if you can interpret that dream and help him, to build that potential, then you will help you be able to make marriage. So if you say, because I'm from a poor background, my father was poor, my mother was poor, I'm not going to have a poor man for this, for one reason or for one another. What about if the person who is coming to them may be poor? We have most of the great people we have today. They started poor with their wives. And today, where are they? They are great people. They have make it. So the person may be poor, but tomorrow you don't know. If the person it may be that billionaire you are looking for. So it may come in a very rough package, but there is something inside that package. There is something inside that package. You understand? And
okay.
Yes. And sometimes, people will say, oh, It is a way of escape. It is not a way of escape. You may go in there rich, and you at the end, as you enter the game poor. And at the same time, let me speak with the guys also. Sometimes, yeah, let me talk with you guys also. Sometimes a woman thinks, maybe a young lady thinks a guy say, oh, okay, let me just start a life with this person. Let us continue the relationship. Let us go into marriage. No, at the end, you feel lazy. You just remain in one place. No woman likes a lazy man.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. No woman likes a lazy man. I think you should be up doing. You should be the man. You should make sure that you are trying to, you can provide for your family. You can take care of the woman that have said yes to you. Don't make her regret. Don't make her lie down and start sleeping and thinking, why did I even marry this man? Why did I even go with this man? No. You give it the woman. So both of you should interpret it together. So that is why I said it's not like finance is really one of the priorities to enter into marriage, or one of the things you should really look into. What you should look into is whom you want to spend your life with. What does that person?
Okay. All right. Thank you very. All right. Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you very much for that. Shedding more lights into that about if we still want to continue the relationship, even considering the person's financial status. So we want to be looking at the last question from that section of the book. So Ma, do you mind going to the last session?
Yeah, the last section of the book is physical appearance important? Because when I read this book, I really gave you kudos. You tried. You understand?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
because
you. No,
as a some people ask, oh, I need a tall man. I need a short woman. I need somebody that is very slim. I need somebody that is fast. You understand? So what the question is that his physical appearance matters. Does it really matter? To me, it doesn't matter. Physical appearance does not really matter. Whether the person is tall, whether the person is short, whether the person is fat, whether the person is slim, it doesn't matter. What you should look into in the person that is standing before you, the person you want to spend your life with, what is in that person? Not the physical appearance. The physical appearance you are seeing today, you may see the physical appearance today. Tomorrow, it may come old. It will change. The person you are looking is beautiful today. Tomorrow, come look at your grandmother. It's going to old woman tomorrow if you want to follow the physical appearance. So the physical appearance does not really matter. What matters? What is that person's spiritual background? If you are going for a Christian, what is her spiritual background? What is her spiritual life? You understand?
Okay.
Yeah. Can she be my partner? Can she help me to fulfill my destiny on earth here? That is things we should think about. Not whether he's tall, he's fast. You understand? It doesn't really matter.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm very sure that this question, it's something that a lot of persons are. In fact, like for example, now when I was sharing earlier before you joined online, I was like, when I saw a lady, and then the first thing that attracted me, I was like, wow, this lady is beautiful. And then my mind began to reboot and reset. I was like, okay, guy, come back to your senses. Then ask the right question. Ask the right question before you now. Sometimes physical appearance, a lot of persons make a decision by physical appearance. It's common. It's commonplace. I've met a guy I walked up with him, man, I like this guy. Wow, I like this girl. Why do you like this girl? She's beautiful. Are you for real? That's just the reason why you like this girl. She's beautiful. That's serious. And a lot of persons, they've built relationship around that mindset about physical appearance. The first thing that attracts a lady to a guy is the fact that this lady is busty and stuff like that. And because of that, so it's sometimes like it's as if their mindsets are driven by the lusts of an appearance, which can always change. Physical appearance can change. It's not a constant. When I went to the bank with my friend, then it was looking so unkept. It was, but now the lady rejected his proposal some 4 years ago, and today, I say when they met, and today the guy is looking all built up, or it's everything's just in place because of the fact that she looked beyond what she was seeing physically, what she was seeing presently. She was seeing the future with the eyes. She was seeing the future. Even as much as it's okay for you to keep yourself look beautiful, look presentable, look smart, look attractive. But as a guy, you don't want to approach a lady because that lady is beautiful outwardly. You don't want to approach a lady because that lady is beautiful outwardly, because you want to look at some more intricate matters. But Ma, sorry, would you agree with me that these questions we just asked right now in this second session is something a lot of persons are actually going to ask first before asking the questions in the first session?
Yeah, I agree. I so much agree with you. Yeah, I so much agree, because the first time, like we talk of physical appearance, you understand, before you ask somebody, when you see the person, you see the person first. So that is the first question people ask. So much I agree with you that this second question
ought to be the first. Yeah, because I remember when I followed a friend, and then the guy was talking about the relationship with the mom, and then the first question the mom asked the guy was like, "Where is she from?" I'm like, "Where is she from?" I'm like, "Okay, so that's what does she do? What does she do? Where does she works? Does she have money?" That's literally what every parent do ask. That's what every parent literally do ask. Like, where is she from? I want to know. You don't bring any. I've heard a friend of mine, a very close of mine, like, my dad will not accept a guy that is from a particular tribe. I was like, okay, what if that? What if that is the guy that can help you bring out God's potential that is in you? Are you just going to forfeit that relationship because of what your dad is going to say about that? And it's funny. Yeah, that's what they are going to do. I'm like, just leave me and my dad. That is just what we have agreed. But it's interesting, because from the dedication of this book, from the very first, if you check the dedication, it says this book is dedicated to every believer out there who wants to pursue God's pattern in building a home in marriage. So this book is not for everybody. Yeah, even as much as, sorry.
No, the book is for everybody.
But not everybody will accept the. Yeah.
No, why I said the book is for everybody.
Okay.
Even parents read this book.
Oh,
so we know how to
yeah, exactly.
So we have to play when it comes to the life of our children married. So the book is for everybody, whether married or unmarried. It's for everybody. It's not
yeah, very true, Ma. Very true. Very true. Very true. Thank you very much. Just like my first book, Life as a Teenager. In fact, a lot of parents went grabbing that book more than teenagers. They're like, this book is for parents, not even for teenagers. Like, because it helps cultivate a mindset about parenting that everyone needs to know. I always tell people, see, you're not just building yourself as a young boy, a young girl. You're building yourself as a father and a mother. So the training you're giving to yourself right now is to help you in the future, is to help you make the right decision as a father and as a mother. As a father, very important. Yeah. Thank you once again. I would like to take questions from our viewers. Though there's a question someone dropped. He said, what do we do when our parents do not agree to our spouse's state of origin? I think, Ma, you've thrown a light on that earlier on.
I did that. Like I said, first of all, before you yourself will present that message to your own parents or bring the person to your parents, have you prayed to God? Is that the right person? God said, yes, this is the person I have destined. Both of you are destined to be together. That is because Bible says we should obey our parents in the Lord, right? So if you have prayed, and God is with you, because we are talking of God is in that marriage, and you have to take this person to your parents, and they are saying no, you go back to God. Go back to God. Don't just say after because my parents said no, so I automatically say no. Take it back to God. By the time God will not,
but we have seen relationship where the parents, they're like, no, my hands and my legs are not in this marriage. So if you want to still continue that marriage, just be going.
Then I ask the question: is that actually from the will of God from the beginning? Is the we are talking about? Pray and God said, "This is my will for you." You understand? If you are praying, God said, "This is my will for you." By the time you go back to God, God knows how to turn the heart of your parents. They will accept it.
Okay, what if the parents don't accept?
When God is involved, Eromose, when God is involved, the parents they will get accept. I will not advise you, the parents will not accept, then you just go ahead and start and get married when your parents come. No, when God is involved, patiently, they will accept. If God says, this is my will, you understand? If God says, this is my will for you, and God is involved, prayerfully, you will accept.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you very much. Though I have a question here also. Someone saying, what if you prayed, the lady agreed, and based on misunderstanding, a partner dissolves the relationship? What should the party involved do?
That means you prayed, and God said this is His will. And the lady agreed. The lady agreed. Then who is not dissolving the?
Then, as a result of misunderstanding, the marriage or the relationship comes to an end.
Okay, the relationship now comes to an end. Maybe the party. If you have prayed, and you are sure. There's one thing about prayer. Some people will tell you, "I've prayed. God said this is my will." Are you really sure that is what God is saying? Some people will say, when you ask them, say, "Oh, I saw him in my dream. We are wearing this. I was wearing a wedding gown. I saw him in my dream. He was giving me flowers." Things like that. It brings confusion. God is not the author of confusion. That's one thing we should know. Yeah. So if you really pray and God is saying this is the man, and the man, or maybe this is the lady, and maybe along the line something happened and the person decides to go, you understand? Go back to your God.
Yeah.
Go back to God. Yeah.
Okay. So, oh, I think this is like an intricate one. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you very much, ma, for this. I don't know if there's anybody who has any question that want to ask before we bring this session to a close. All right. We're going to be launching this book on the 27th of June, 2020. It's going to be via Zoom. So very soon, I'm going to be sending out the IDs so that you can have the link to the Zoom for the book launch proper. And beside that, we're going to be having the final reviewer next week, Sunday. We're going to be having the final reviewer for the book in person of Apostle Adimola Olayemi. You agree with me that these persons who have been coming up for the review, the person we had last week and even today, I'm like, oh, Moses, why are you seeing all these persons from? This, I think there's something unique about this person. There's something unique about these individuals you're bringing up. They're all full of wonders. They are full of wonders. Yeah, they are full of wonders. Someone is also dropping a question again, but let me just quickly wrap this up before she answers a question. This question. Yeah, we're going to be having the last session next week, and after that, we're going to be having the book review. So same time next week, 3 p.m. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. And I encourage you guys. This book is going to be available on ebook and on hard copy. So whichever way you want to choose to have your book, this book is going to be available for you. So all right. So lastly, Ma, what do you think? What do you think about sex before marriage?
That is a question most youth ask. They come to you and say, "Don't you think I have to test it first before going into marriage? What if I go in there and if something is not working? What if I go in there, it's not the type I want? What if I go in there?" The Bible says, "If a marriage is honorable with the dead undefiled." That is what the word of God says.
Yeah.
You understand? So sex before marriage is strong. I don't advise anybody, any you, to go and test it first. Just like you are going to buy something new, a new brand, and you want to open the package and test it first. Even if you go to a supermarket, they don't do that. So talk less of marriage, you understand? If this is your wife, a woman you are going to live with all the days of your life, or your husband, you're going to God a choosing husband, a destined husband for you. If God is saying this is your husband, this is your wife, He's giving you the best. God knows what you want. So don't go ahead and say, "I want to go and test it before whether it is." If God has been the one has choose it, that's why I say everything based on prayer, everything based on following the thought of God, everything following the will of God. God knows me and you better than the way we think we know ourselves. So He knows what is good for you. So sex before marriage is strong. Don't even think of it. But the wrong foundation you want to start from the beginning. So the best is start your marriage with a good foundation. Rely on Christ, depend on Him, trust Him, tell Him what you want, and He will give you the best. So sex marriage to me is totally out of the concept. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Ma. Thank you very much, Ma. I know in this day and time, a lot of young guys and ladies are burning with passion. Trust me, they are burning with passion. So they are looking for every means possible to quench this fire.
That passion.
Quench this fire. All right. I know, just like Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians chapter 7, he encouraged that, okay, if you know you cannot keep yourself, he said, let every man, to avoid sexual immorality, let every man have a wife, and let every woman have a husband. So if you think that you can, that's then try and settle down with your life. All right, thank you very much, Ma, for this time. I really appreciate your presence despite your busy schedule. You still make her time. Yeah, just so you know, she's a pastor's wife. Yeah, she's a pastor's wife, and she herself, she has a call to ministry. So I understand basically how it is working in ministry. So it can be very occupying and engaging. So, but despite that, I really appreciate your presence, Ma. Thank you very much once again. Thank you guys for making our time to be here. Ma, any last word to our viewers?
Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, can hear you, Ma.
Yeah, thank you. God bless you. I really appreciate this opportunity given to me also. I am saying that this is a book everyone ought to have it at home. It's a book everyone should go for. You need to have it at home, you know. It's good for you, it's good for parents, good for teenagers, it's good for adults. It's good for everyone. You read it, you really know that you have a lot to benefit. So I will advise everyone, please try and get for yourself and for other people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. I really appreciate. So, all right, we'll come to an end to today's session. So I'll see you guys next week, Sunday, same time, 3 p.m. All right, do have a lovely and wonderful week ahead. God bless you all.